Hey guys, it's Sim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. So coming up tomorrow night, no, not tomorrow night. Usually these shows are at night, but it's not a night show. It's a middle of the day, early morning show, depending on where you live. Coming to us tomorrow, Saturday, April 2nd, at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. It's NXT, Stand and Deliver. I think this show is actually going to overperform what some people are actually thinking, and I thought I would run down the card here and give you my predictions for tomorrow's Stand and Deliver. So let's talk about it right here. On the kickoff show with the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships on the line, Toxic Attraction, Gigi Jolin and JC Jane will be defending against the team of Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. We got this match on the kickoff show that was announced this past week. It's Toxic Attraction against Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, who they've turned Dakota Kai back to a babyface, and they've reformed her and Raquel. And I'm like, I'm not a fan of that. No, this match didn't need to happen, especially with these challengers. But you know what? I'm going to say, screw it. Raquel and Dakota walk out the champions. Tommaso Ciampa against Tony D'Angelo. Now, if we look at this, there's two things to look at. A, this could be Ciampa's final match in NXT, which I believe so, before he moves to the main roster. And so maybe you think, okay, give him a win. But B, usually when someone's on their way out of NXT, they take the loss. So I'm going to go with that sentiment, and I'm going to say, unfortunately, Tony D'Angelo defeats Tommaso Ciampa at NXT TakeOver. Gunther versus LA Knight. Now, this is another one similar to what I said with the Ciampa thing. I think this is going to be LA Knight's possible, potential last match in NXT before he moves up to the main roster. Either way, if it was his last match and he's moving up, or if he's staying in NXT, I think Gunther wins. So yeah, Gunther picks up the victory here. But I would love to see LA Knight on the main roster. I think he's everything Vince McMahon wants in a main roster superstar. So have him lose here to Gunther and then move him up to Raw or SmackDown. I think he'd fit better on Raw. With the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line, Imperium, Fabian Aichner and Marcel Barthel will be defending against MSK, Nash Carter and Wes Lee, and the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus. I think a few things are going to happen in this match. I think, A, whoever attacked the Creed brothers are going to show themselves, maybe. I think they would appear and attack the Creed brothers during this match. Whether they show their faces or not, I think you gotta show the faces of the attackers here. These are the Creed brothers getting screwed out of this. But then in the long term, in the prediction, I'm going to say Imperium retains the NXT Tag Team Championships. In a ladder match for the North American Championship, Carmelo Hayes will be defending against Solo Sikoa, Santos Escobar, Grayson Waller, and Cameron Grimes. Now this match, this is my most anticipated match of the weekend outside of what they do with Austin at Mania. And I'm kind of interested to see the route they go with Brock and Roman. But I think this, from a match I think could be one of the best of the weekend kind of deals, I'm so excited for this match. The ladder match for the North American Championship, we're going to see a lot of guys that are going to shine on a bigger stage than they've ever been able to shine before. We know Carmelo Hayes is great. We know Santos Escobar is great. Cameron Grimes always takes it to the moon. But then maybe Grayson Waller does well in this match and changes my perception of him. Solo Sikoa, I think he's a star in the making. Yeah, he's an Uso. But I think even outside of that, he's going to be somebody big one day, and he can really shine in this match. But in the long term, I'm going with my heart instead of what I think really is going to happen. I think, as I stated, Cameron Grimes takes this to the moon and walks out the North American champion. I would love to see Cameron Grimes walk out the champion here at Stand and Deliver. In a four-way for the NXT Women's Championship, Mandy Rose will be defending against Cora Jade, Io Shirai, and Kaylee Ray. So this match being a four-way kind of came out of nowhere. Shirai and Kaylee Ray won the Dusty Classic, or the Dusty Cup, whatever they call it, the Dusty Rose Tag Team Classic. And they then said, we don't want to challenge for the tag titles. Nope. We want to make the women's title match a four-way. Here's my thing. I never knew that was even a possibility. So, you win the men's Dusty Cup. Now, actually, this gives random guys actually the incentive to want to team together in the men's Dusty Cup next year and then say, we don't want a tag title shot. We want to go for the world title, the NXT title. But regardless, that's a moot point anyways. Fatal 4-way. Does Mandy retain? I don't think so. Honestly, strap it to Cora Jade. I think it's time. Fans are kind of, from what I've been seeing on Twitter, they really like Cora Jade, but they're kind of slowly fading on Cora Jade. So boom, put the title on her this weekend, tomorrow at Stand and Deliver. And there you go. Maybe get them fans back invested in Cora Jade. With the NXT Championship on the line, it's Dolph Ziggler defending against Braun Breaker. We got Ziggler and we got Breaker. The question is, there is no question here, actually. It's Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is going to get that big moment by defeating Dolph Ziggler for the NXT Championship, and then he's going to stand tall at Stand and Deliver. He's going to stand and deliver tomorrow at Stand and Deliver as the new two-time NXT champion. Honestly, I mean, I get why they took the title off of him just so he can get the big I won it victory, but they didn't need to. He could have, well, no, because then how do you get to Ziggler? If Ziggler would have lost in that triple threat, even if Ciampa was the one that got pinned, fans would not see any credibility in this. Man, I'm thinking too hard into this. Braun Breaker is going to walk out your new NXT champion. Honestly, to be completely honest, I think they should beat Braun Breaker and immediately bring him to the main roster. But I don't think that's the plan. I think he gets the big victory here over Dolph Ziggler, and then Dolph goes back to SmackDown or Raw or whatever with Robert Roode and so forth. So, again, my prediction, Braun Breaker. So with that, guys, those are my predictions for tomorrow's NXT Stand and Deliver. I think this show's actually going to be pretty well received. I think it's going to be better than anybody's expecting with the, quote, NXT 2.0 roster. And that ladder match, like I said, I think could be one of the best matches of the entire weekend. Not just WWE, but from any show we see over the next, 3 days or so. And even from last night. And anyways, I think that ladder match could be one of the best matches of WrestleMania weekend. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below and who you think is walking out victorious at Stand and Deliver. But that's going to do it for this episode. Remember to comment below, like, share this video, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe right here on YouTube.